I think that this simulation is what the Gnostics called back in the 400 AD and before in Egypt, and the writings have been found in Nag Hammadi in Egypt, about 80 miles north of Luxor in 1945 in an earthen jar, which confirmed this. They believed that they talked about what they called a bad copy, that this world was a bad copy of prime reality. And when you read those texts and bring them into the current world, the modern world, they were describing a simulation. Well, they were describing. And so for me, this is what has basically happened. You have a prime reality, or let's put it another way. You have a website. You take a copy of the website. Now you've got a copy of the original website. The original website goes on existing as it always has, in the form that it always has. But now you have a copy, and you can start changing it. You can start changing it so it becomes less and less like the original website. And what I feel, having looked at this in so much detail over so long, is that a copy of prime reality was taken. It's like a digital copy, imagine that. And so prime reality continues to exist, and in a much more higher frequency, high dimensional way. But this is, or was originally, a copy of it. And what they're doing is they're changing the copy. This is why they're changing the atmosphere. They're changing everything more and more. And so sometimes when people have near-death experiences, they say that they experience an earth which is kind of like this one, but totally different. All the colors are more vibrant. People are happy. People are joyous. And so I do think that what's happened is that a simulated copy of prime reality, not the entirety of prime reality, but just one section of it, has been overlaid, and that humans have been tuned into it. So the manipulation of the human form has tuned us in to the bad copy. And it literally is, going back to what I said earlier, symbolically, well, very close to literally, they have manipulated us to put a headset on for a virtual reality game. So imagine you're standing in prime reality and you've got a headset on. You're not experiencing prime reality. You're experiencing what the headset is feeding you as your reality, as your information of who you are, where you are, etc. That's what's happening, because this simulation is not a physical construct. It's a information source. It's like a field of information, which we're constantly not just downloading, but interacting with, like an interactive cosmic Wi-Fi. And so if you go through your whole life with a headset on and never take it off, then the headset information becomes your reality. That's basically what's happening. And the body, the five senses, what we, touch, see, etc., is an expression of the simulation. It's designed to interact with the simulation. And so the simulation seems so real to us because we're actually in a, quote, body that is part of the simulation. And so the answer is to go from the body to consciousness, which is potentially beyond the simulation. And so when you do, you start tapping in to prime reality, which is feeding you a different reality to simulated reality. You know, imagine if a mind was in a Wi-Fi field and the Wi-Fi field was feeding it its reality. That's basically what's going on. And we're decoding that reality from waveform, which is what the field is, the simulation field, through the five senses. The five senses take waveform information. They turn it into electrical information, which is fed to the brain, and then the brain decodes that through various parts of the brain that specialize in sight and hearing and taste, smell, etc. And the brain takes that electrical information and it decodes it into holographic information. So this external world that we experience is not external at all. It's all going on in here. And what's, if you like, external is the waveform field, which we are decoding into what seems to be an external world, but is actually not. If you look at a computer in a Wi-Fi field, what it's doing, it's taking information from a radiation field and it's decoding it and putting it onto the screen in a totally different form. That's what we're doing. That's how we decode the matrix. And where is the decoding going on? I'm looking at this screen now of this computer. It's not external to the computer, what I'm looking at. It's internal to the computer. So the computer is decoding the Wi-Fi field from a radiation form into pictures, graphics, words, etc., colors, inside the computer. That's what we're doing. And if you take the Matrix as a example, the Matrix movies, when they enter the Matrix, they don't enter it with their bodies, they enter it with their minds. Their bodies stay outside the Matrix, that in their Matrix film symbolism. They put the probe in the back of the neck, actually in the reptilian brain area, and their mind goes into the Matrix, not their body. And I say in the book, I mean, this gets really deep, this bit. I say in the book that, you know, we think that those that believe in any kind of life beyond human, that we incarnate into the body. I say the mind is not in the body is in the mind. It's all mind.